You are watching 21 Alive News Now. I'm our boss coming to you live from our digital news desk here in Fort Wayne. So it's back to school week, and many of you are sending your kids back, getting ready for this week. And there's a really nice story that is happening. Let me play this right now, some video for you. That is that the largest district, not just in the city, Fort Wayne Community Schools, but actually in the state of Indiana, which is Fort Wayne Community Schools, all of the schools now finally have AC. I realize that some of you might be surprised to hear that there were schools in Fort Wayne Community that did not have AC. The last one was Wayne High School. This is a video that we shot earlier today from Wayne High School, and we talked to a teacher there and one of the directors of operations there about them finally getting AC. Take a listen to this.
Yes, to not be sweaty and hot and, coming into school like I'm in a sauna. It's fantastic. My weight loss program's going to change this year, though. I won't lose 10 pounds the first month of school just because I'm not sweating so much. It'll be great. We've never had air conditioning here. So this is my 16th year in an upstairs classroom with very small windows that barely open and, a bunch of hot teenagers. So it gets pretty ripe at the end of the year, at the end of the day, when it's really hot. No one's ever passed out, no, but I do remember when we were doing I-STEP testing a few years back, it was 98 degrees on the thermostat in my classroom when kids were trying to take their I-STEP testing. It was pretty rough.
I-STEP?
I-STEP is a test to graduate.
Oh, okay.
They had to pass to graduate, so they were kids literally dripping sweat on their paper. During the test, it was miserable. That was the hottest I've ever been here. Oh yeah, hard to get them to focus, and they don't always dress appropriately because they have the library and cafeteria would be air conditioned, and then the classrooms would not. So they would come in hoodies because they have air conditioning at home, and they go from a hot room to a cold room to a hot room to a cold room. It was difficult for them to be able to regulate themselves and to dress appropriately when you have a science classroom that's air conditioned and then your other classes are not. Yes, we have some indoor, areas that the cafeteria, library, things like that have air conditioning before, and we would steal those spaces whenever possible. We would have to schedule them out with the office to try to get a cool space, at least one period a day, or maybe a teacher was on a planned period that had a science room and you could use their room for 1 hour. The first day of students is tomorrow.
Okay,
But just being in my classroom, it's 70 degrees in there right now, whereas in years past it would have been upper 80s, maybe 90 degrees in there in August. I can actually get ready without, having to leave the room every couple of minutes or go somewhere for lunch or go sit in my car and turn the air conditioning on at lunch some days. I would do that just to get cooled off for a few minutes. It's so nice this year to have to deal with that. Oh yeah, we complained all the time. There was nothing you can do. Like I said, some of the classrooms had air conditioning in the interior that had no windows, and they would open their doors and we would put fans in their doorways and try to blow that air conditioning into the hallway, but that rarely worked.
Why do you think it took so long to put AC in all the rest of the room?
It's expensive, and we're Wayne High School, and alphabetically we're last. So all the schools got air conditioning by alphabetical order. So thank you to all the people who live in Fort Wayne for chipping in those tax dollars to help us get air conditioning here finally. Oh yeah, the engagement will be much better. You won't have kids trying to take naps. Again, suffering coming from gym class to another hot room. They want a fan on them. The complaining. They're teenagers. So to have them comfortable, I think will kind of help regulate and keep their engagement up and make it a little easier for us to teach.
How amazing is that teacher? That guy, been teaching math at Wayne High School 16 years, never had air conditioning in his classroom, he said. Teaching I-STEP one time, 98 degrees in his classroom for him and his kids. If you guys are as impressed with that teacher as I am, leave a message in the comments. Maybe we can send that gentleman some nice notes and some nice messages, because he definitely deserves it. Okay. I have one other person that I want to play some sound from. This is one of the directors of operations for Fort Wayne Community Schools.
I'm just most excited to be.
Yes, to not be.
Of course, it's not going to work for me. Oh, come on.
I'm just most excited to be.
It feels great. I started District 23 years ago. We started the bond project with repair in 2013, and we had 17 buildings in Fort Wayne Community Schools with air conditioning. It was a 51, and today I can say that all 51 schools are finally air conditioned. So exciting. Mark that one off my list. Oh, it's just going to rejuvenate them. Just if you can imagine how that just saps your body by the end of the day. I think health-wise, it'll also help because we can keep the windows shut, and a lot of kids have allergies and asthma and that, so they'll be able to focus more on their day-to-day work, and our staff will be able to, just be ready to go that next day instead of coming home and just kind of be feeling exhausted. So we started the first year installing about 8, and then continually year after year in the past 11 years now, 4 to 5 to catch up. So depending on where we're at with the process. I mean, Wayne High School, for example, was the last one because it was the last renovation on the docket. Unfortunately, they were the last, but we finally got to them. Correct. It's exciting. We have a new entryway that's safe and secure instead of just opening up into the middle of the commons and anyone could go left, right, straight forward, up. And we have a rejuvenated gym, cafeteria. We just need the flooring completed here in the next few weeks. We'll start the auditorium this fall. We're finishing up the very last of the classrooms right now. Over winter after football, we'll jump into the stadium and start renovating the interior of the stadium. And then next summer, we'll finish up with the serving kitchen, the commons, all the public spaces, and excitingly, the media center. Where the media center will become more of a learning center hub as opposed to your traditional stacks of books into a media center. So that's the last phase next summer. Or the last, Snyder, 10, 12 years ago, and then it went to Northrop, and north side ahead of that and south side ahead of that. But there are a few spaces within the buildings that we're not quite air conditioned yet, like the main gym at Southside, but we're installing those units right now. But all the classrooms are air conditioned, and we do have it scheduled to have all spaces air conditioned. The total cost for not just the air conditioning piece, but just what we've done completed in the last 3 renovations was a little over $550 million.
Fort Wayne Community Schools announcing that now, as of now, finally, all of their schools do have air conditioning. Wayne High School that you're seeing right here, this was the last school that did not have air conditioning. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Anthony Pham, yeah, all schools have AC. Robert Sizemore, I went to Wayne High School back in the day, so obviously you know about not having the air conditioning there, Robert. Cindy Caswell, I had no idea they were without AC. Enjoy staff and students. Yeah, almost crazy to think, right, Cindy, that they've never had AC in all of the schools. Just there were a couple areas that did have it. But yeah, I didn't know that the entire school didn't have it either. Enjoy staff and students. Anthony Pham, dang 98. Anthony, quite impressed, but some of my teachers have been at Fort Wayne Community Schools longer. Yeah, but here's the thing, Anthony, were your teachers there without AC for 16 years? Rebecca Snyder, yay, about time, keep starting school earlier every year. School does seem to start earlier every year, doesn't it? When I went to Homestead High School, and I graduated from there, I feel like we were starting maybe third week of August, towards the end of August. Leslie Snyder, fantastic. It is fantastic, Leslie. And that teacher right there, big shout out to that guy. For teaching math for 16 years in a classroom with no AC, and he does it for the students and the students he loves. So if you got a nice message you want to send to this Wayne math teacher, type that in the comments. I'm sure someone will direct it to his attention. Great job. Shout out to him. Okay. That is the live update for now from the digital desk. Lots of back to school coverage on 21alivenews.com. Also, our morning show, been doing a great job with that. And if you would like to see more of the video updates that I do on here, you can go on to 21alivenews.com and click on 21 Alive News Now tab. They are all up there. Julie Correll saying, love this for the kids and the staff. About time they were redoing the softball field as well. That's nice. Yeah, doing a lot of upgrades over there. Okay, you've been watching 21 Alive News Now. I'm Amr Abbas.